it's just me and you right now, right? Because I want to keep this between me and my audience, because this is kind of a secret weapon right here. You guys saw all those videos when JJ was over here and we did all those films? Well, all right, I kind of like, you know, snuck the Phoebus out of his bag and into my workshop. So we really got to keep this video just between me and you. LRGFerrisMotherboards.org and my audience. So before I go further, I'm going to take a pause. You guys all got to promise me you're not going to tell JJ that I stole the card. All right, I'll take that back to you guys, a major promise. So check it out. LRGFerrisMotherboards.org. Got the Xonar Phoebus. That's right, the god of sun and music. And this is one badass high-end sound card. It's going to be going right here in the Black Samurai. We've been waiting, so let's jump in and let's check out the features and what comes in this box of the new ASUS Xonar. Okay folks, so before we actually jump in the box, let's take a look at the outside of the box and some of the features that come with this new Xonar Phoebus. And you guys might be wondering, who is Phoebus? Well, that was the god of sun and music. Now, this card is the first card ever to have the Republic of Gamers nomenclature on an ASUS sound card. Comes with a lot of features. We'll start off with the ROG command. Now, this is an environmental noise eliminator that provides 50% less noise reduction. Then we have our little breakout box. We'll talk about that more later. Then we have a 118 dB signal to noise ratio. And this is 4 times the clarity of your average sound card. Next is a very important thing, 600 ohms headphone amp. Now, if you have something like Bayer Dynamics, really high-end headphones, this actually has the high enough impedance to actually power them and make them sound good. For all you people out there who like doing movies and all that stuff, we've got the Dolby technology. And lastly, we have the Xonar GX 3.0 game audio engine. What this does is it allows you to pre-program environments, like when you're out there playing a first-person shooter, you're playing a dungeon game, it actually gives you a bunch of different preset stuff through their settings to change the game. Now let's pop the cap. Here we're going to talk about some of the advanced features of this card. Now, really cool stuff is on the breakout box. It has some technology that'll really help you if you're out wandering around with your gaming stuff. The first one is this external microphone technology. If you're plugged in and you're inside of a room, there's a whole bunch of noise around you and you don't want to get that noise brought through your microphone, if you enable this technology, this little circle right here, it just basically limits the amount of noise that you get so that everything you're talking into your microphone can actually be clearly recognized by the computer. Now, if you're just inside your room and you want to talk without a microphone, you get a 30-degree cone where you can talk directly into the external box with its microphone and record as well. As we move down the box, we can see the hyper grounding technology. This helps eliminate electromagnetic interference. Then we add the digital to analog converter. This helps warm up the sound and make it sound much more natural. Lastly, we have the headphone amplifier. We talked about this before. This gives a lot of power to the headphone amplifier, so if you want to use external high-end like audiophile headphones, this will allow you to do so. So after that, let's actually start to unbox it and take a look at this really cool Phoebus sound card. I'm going to spin it around the side over here. Tells you all the package content. Maybe the camera will just zoom in on that for you people who like a little listed bulleted thing. It's all right here. Shows your system requirements. Need a single PCI 1.0 or higher slot. Let me go ahead. There's a little cap here on the top. So I'm going to flip the cap here. This is really supposed to be like the ultimate gamer sound card because it offers so many features. Like I said before, this box right here is a really cool thing. Not only can you control the levels of your audio and everything in it, you have your headphone and your mic right here located on this, and there's actually a microphone, like we said before, located inside of this. I'm trying to see where it's at. Maybe it's right here. Doesn't really clearly state where it's at, but it does have one. Here are the connectors right here. These are going to plug into the Phoebus. This is actually a really cool thing too, because when you're on your desktop and you're playing games, you don't want to monkey around and screw with stuff. There's also a push button down on this. When we install it, I'm sure that has something to do with what it does as well. Probably changes it from bass to something. We'll get into that a little bit later as we install the thing. Here are your connectors. Molex to 6-pin. So like a video card, I guess you're gonna have to use some power. And then here we go. See, underneath, we have the manual and stuff. Probably not a lot of stuff. I'm gonna move the box out of the way. You can just see it's the Xonar Phoebus, the driver, the installation guide, Now let's check out the card itself. So now we got the card out of the box. We can take the front look at it. Got the Republic of Gamers little logo right here. I love the full I/O shield all the way across. It's pretty nice. Flip the card to the side. We see the Xonar Phoebus. This is going to light up in your system. Going to be really cool. We're actually going to be installing this. That's right, into the Black Samurai system. A lot of you guys have been asking. We have just been waiting a couple of parts, and this is one of them. Here's our 6-pin power here. If you want direct audio from your CD, you can hook that in directly to that. Now taking a look at the rear I/O, this rear I/O is 7.1 fully decked out. You've got a lot of different connections starting off the top where you have your mic in, and you guys can see all the different ones going on. I'm not going to bore you and just name them all off, but you guys know you're going to have your rear speakers, your front speakers, your side speakers, all that type of stuff. You have another microphone connector, a very, very fleshed out rear I/O. Using a sound card, it's usually just a couple. You guys know that. You get your green, your black, and that's really it. This has much more, and you can see it's all gold connectors. They didn't actually even mention this in the reviewer's kit, but you got all nice gold connectors all the way through. I'm going to flip it to the bottom. We said before, it takes a single PCIe 1.0 or above, which means you can stick this in your PCIe 16X slot. Don't think you can. If you've got only one of those open, you can. Just be careful what you're doing because you have a lot of video cards. You can start taking away bandwidth. That's the only thing you want to be concerned about. So let's flip it around and show you guys lastly the back of the card. And I'm going to set this stuff out on the table here just real quick so you guys can just take one last gander of everything that comes in the box of the ASUS Xonar Phoebus. So here it is all laid on the table, folks. I'll see you guys later as we install this in the Black Samurai and give you guys the full review of the new ASUS Xonar Phoebus.